Hey y'all, so I just wanted to come and do a quick video because I had some people asking me like, how long has my son been diagnosed with Dravet syndrome? And to be honest with you, we started having seizures at 6 months old. My son got his 6-month vaccinations, and the same exact day he started having seizures, and we have been dealing with the seizures ever since. Now, of course, doctors try to say that they don't feel like the shots had anything to do with it, blah, blah, blah. Bottom line is the shots triggered a mutation that my son already had, but once he got those shots, it triggered that mutation and it caused him to start having the seizures, which is what caused the Dravet syndrome, right? Okay, so Kai has been dealing with seizures since he was 6 months old, the same day he got his shots. But at the time, he kept having them, so they put him on Keppra, and his seizures were pretty much controlled on Keppra up until about 2.5 years old. And then last year of 2023 in November, I would say maybe October, he started having seizures really bad. It was getting very frequent. He was having them every single day, multiple times a day. And so it wasn't until 2023 of last year when we actually got the diagnosis of Dravet syndrome. He was having an episode, a really bad episode, the worst episode we have ever had, where he was going for long periods of time, months, having seizures every single day. And so they went back and looked at some of his genetic testings that were done with our previous doctor, our previous neurologist, who actually missed this diagnosis, right? She told us it was just something he would grow out of. And then when we had this bad episode where he started having them every single day, we went to the hospital. They did further tests, as well as looked at his previous genetic testings, and it was obvious as day in his previous testing that he had Dravet syndrome. So my son has been dealing with seizures since he was 6 months old. We did not find out it was Dravet syndrome until he was 2.5 years old, right? So boom, we get this diagnosis of Dravet syndrome. I'm so relieved to finally know, like, okay, we know what's going on. Now we can kind of see how we can plan, and not even necessarily plan, but what are our options, you know what I'm saying, as far as medication, like what can we do, is there a cure? Like, we just had more, so we thought we had more information as to what was going on, because again, prior to that, they just said it was something that he would grow out of. And once we learned more about Dravet syndrome, we actually learned that Dravet syndrome is not something that you grow out of, and that Dravet syndrome, it's not hereditary. He actually has de novo, which means neither mom or dad carried the trait. And honestly, I felt like once I started looking into it, it really made me more devastated than what I was, because when I saw these children with Dravet syndrome, these kids were not walking, they were not talking, they were being fed through like feeding tubes. They were basically like vegetables. And I'm like, wait, what? This is what you're saying our life is going to consist of? Like, this is what our life is going to be? Oh, hell no. And so it was like at that moment, and moving forward, I dedicated my life, my time, my everything, trying to find a cure for my son, or at least some type of help for my son, so that we could have a better quality of life. Because that just did not sit well with me, seeing those children like that, and to think that this was going to be our new norm and this was going to be our life. I just wasn't accepting that shit. So I took it to God, and I hate to sound so spiritual, but I took it to God, and God really sent me the individuals that I needed and placed those people in our lives to help heal my son and to help provide a better quality. And I just feel like with much prayer, with much research, switching up our doctors, going the holistic route, looking into things that are more natural and beneficial for his little body, I just feel like those things just really helped us out and made a difference in his life and in our life. Like, we just had a doctor's appointment today with our holistic doctor, and I was telling her, like, I just feel like I have a whole new kid. Like, he's walking, he's talking, he's potty trained. We're able to do things we've never been able to do before. And so it's all literally just a blessing, and I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for this moment. I'm grateful for the experience, and I'm grateful for our testimony that I know would possibly help change other people's lives. So there it is. That's how we found out he had Dravet syndrome, as well as the age. Don't mind me, y'all. I'm literally in the pickup line going to pick up my kid now. Bye.